Did he figure it out? All right, is he going to use gamer words? Am I gonna pull this dude in? He's muted right now. He's currently muted. He's ready to go in. We'll tell him to unmute. Bet money has a thing for dominatrix. I really don't think that's what it is. $5 headphone quality mics. Oh boy, I hope it's a good mic. There we go. Okay, you're live. What's your deal?
Oh, cool. Hey, how's it going? I'm a little sick, so I'm a little congested.
What do you got?
Well, no, you were talking about crime earlier.
Yeah.
Right?
What do you got? Are you sick? What are you sick for? What's going on?
What? No, that's a cold. I got a little kid that comes home from school, brings home everything.
It's gross, man.
A little bit gross. It's all right. I'll make it. How you feeling?
Pretty good, man.
Pretty good. Yeah. So we talked about crime earlier, right? And you said define crime. I don't think we can without just saying it's breaking laws.
Define crime. No. I didn't say define crime. I said explain why crime.
Explain why there are crimes.
Why does crime happen?
Give me an example of a type of crime, and I will guess as best as I can.
What do you mean? Like, what do you think most crimes are?
I don't know what most crimes are.
Come on, man.
I'm guessing you're going for something socioeconomic, or why do people steal?
I want you to explain to me what your point of view is on crime. Because you said that because I made the claim, which is true, that right-wingers do not have a good prescription for the prevention of crime.
Crime, that's such a very, very vague...
It really isn't. No.
It's not?
No, it's not. Crime, in general. Because crime is a thing that right-wing pundits and political, I guess politicians say it all the time. Like, oh, crime numbers.
They have a problem with jaywalkers. They have a problem with people that speed.
Do you think we're talking about jaywalkers or speeding when we mention crime? What do you think we're talking about when we talk about crime?
I don't know. That's what I just asked you.
You don't know? Well, then how can you assert that I'm wrong about it?
Because you asked me a question about crime.
Okay, so then tell me why I'm wrong.
No. I'm not trying to argue with you. I'm trying to have a discussion. This isn't a me versus you. I'm trying to understand
You
something.
disagreed with me. So what is I need to understand what your basis like. It's so weird that you don't know how to answer the question. What is your understanding of why crime occurs? Like in general.
What kind of crimes?
What do you mean what kind of crime? What do you think the most common crimes are?
I don't know. What are they?
Just intuitively, what do you think? Murders?
Let me think.
Like murder is the number one crime in America?
I mean,
what do you think?
no,
What do you think the number one crime is?
Is it a crime to cheat on your taxes if you accidentally do that? Probably that.
You think that's the number one?
I don't know.
You don't know. You have no ideas. Okay, well, the number one crime is definitely like things like theft. Definitely.
Things like theft. What's like theft?
Things like theft.
What is like theft but not theft?
Any sort of property crime.
So property crimes are number one. What causes that?
Yeah, what do you think? What do you think the answer is to that question?
I don't know. You're the pro, man. You're the expert. So I would say, let's think. Property crimes being the number one.
Yeah, it's property crime. Things like black market, like selling drugs. Like
I don't know.
I'm not asking. I'm telling you. So
okay.
So the reasons that people commit crimes are often monetarily incentivized, right?
That's why I said socioeconomic earlier.
Right. Yeah.
That's what you were going to allude to. And I would say if you're going to go there,
if I'm going to go there, I mean, it's just not. I don't have to go there. That's just what the facts are. That's just true.
Poverty. You're going to go with poverty. We knew we'd end up here. Right?
Hold on.
Okay.
I accidentally fucked.
Yep.
If you said anything, I missed it because I pulled my little wire out.
That's okay.
Go ahead.
We'd find our way to poverty eventually here if we want to talk about a lot of what crimes are driven by.
Right. I'd say most crimes are driven by poverty, right? Would you not agree?
I would agree with that. Absolutely, I would.
Okay. So what's the conservative answer to that?
The conservative answer to that is, what do you mean the answer and how
what's
to
the
solve that?
Yeah, what's the answer to how to solve crime based on the conservative mindset?
Oof. The conservative answer. Oh shit. I don't know. What is the answer? And I don't know if anyone knows the answer to that, right? Get rid
Definitely
of
the answer is
poverty.
easy. Yeah, the answer is definitely easy.
Some people, the conservative answer would be something to the effect of have harsher punishment.
Yeah.
The right answer, or something that would lean probably more
What's
like
your answer?
I, to what says you can't you have to solve the root cause of a thing, right? So if
Sure.
people are stealing, you said stealing and drug dealing and shit in the same breath.
Yeah,
So
it's
I
stuff.
don't.
It's stuff like that. That's the type of crime. The type of crime that is usually happening is people making money outside of the normal employment cycle of America,
I
right?
don't think harsher punishments are the way to go.
I
I
agree.
think probably working towards, yeah. I mean, I don't know. It's a tough thing to solve. Everything that people have proposed, I haven't seen a good solution to. So I don't know.
You don't.
What do you think?
You seem to take umbrage with what I was saying.
Yeah, but I don't know a good solution to it. What would you say? Do you think
Well, I mean, we
less
talk about it all
less
the time here,
punishment
but
or none, or more money, socialism? Like I don't know.
right. So I'm trying to understand of why you were so gung ho in like being anti whatever I was saying, right?
What was I anti and what you were saying? What was it?
Well, you were very combative when it came to that. Like everybody got that vibe from you. Like everybody's talking.
Everyone did? Did
e-
you all get that? I'm sorry if it
Everyone in
wasn't me.
chat, yeah, absolutely. And you're like, I want to come in and talk. Give me a voice.
Oh yeah. Well, no, I'm not. I don't think you
Okay.
can solve problem. I don't think you can solve the crime problem by throwing people in a broken fucking jail system
I
for
agree.
sharing.
I don't think anyone in
And
here thinks that either.
yeah, so
Yeah.
I don't know the solution. What do you think? What would your ideas be?
Oh well, number one thing you could do is decommodify survival necessities.
What?
Decommodify survival necessities.
Survivalness. Oh, okay. So things that you need to live.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I would agree with that 100%. You shouldn't have to steal food and shit like that, right? Is that what we're talking about?
There we go. You got it.
Okay. No, I get that. Okay, so keep going. How
Well,
about
okay, go ahead.
people that sell drugs and things like that?
Yeah. What
You'll
about 'em?
say now they should be able to have a UBI or something where they don't have
A
to do
UBI
something.
now?
Well, okay. They should be able to have an income guarantee, or I don't know. Fuck, that is.
That's a UBI. No, I don't. I don't think we need to have survival tied to income at all. I don't think.
Okay.
Like, I'm not saying like give people UBI so they can afford rent. I'm saying abolish rent. Now,
Oh shit.
that said, now I know what you're thinking. Is I'm not saying all housing in America needs to be decommodified because we're not there yet. That's just not where we're at. We're in capitalism. We can't get out of it, right? We can move towards better ways of capitalism, and we can move towards ways that we can make every American have a better life and make America actually great and actually a good place to live. You could decommodify rental properties to an extent. You know, I'm not talking about your $1 million condos, right? I'm talking about your apartments, your normal apartments that everybody has. Decommodify that. If you don't have to spend money on rent, now you can spend money on other stuff. If you don't have to spend
But now
money,
you don't have all of those private. You put companies out of business,
yeah,
and a
fuck
lot
those
of
companies. But here's how that works because you don't have to put them out of business necessarily. What you can do is instead of having landlords, you can have land stewards. So if you own, say, an apartment complex, here's the option you have. You can stay in your private market if you'd like,
yeah.
right? Go for it. Do it. That's fine because we're gonna build apartments and we already own other apartments. But what the real thing is you have like landowners that have these apartment complexes. Reverse mortgage that, okay? So now you're slowly getting paid for the property at whatever the price is. It's basically eminent domain. You basically give people the price at market cost for their property, and then you offer them another option. Do you want to maintain your position as being the person that oversees the maintenance of this property, right? The working order. And if you've ever rented anywhere in your life, you know that landlords are ass. Landlords are not good. If you have a good landlord, you are very lucky. This is not a normal thing. Because of
Well, it's already
course,
got a lot of companies that do it now, right? There's a lot of private companies that buy up. Look at Is it Blackstone or BlackRock? One of the two.
it's a lot of
They
them.
buy a shitload of land, and you barely have to talk to your landlord. But what you're suggesting says that when dealing with a mortgage company for your loan,
No, no,
you're
no, not a
saying go with
mortgage company.
banks.
Not a
Well,
mortgage
I mean, a
company.
loan company.
I
You're
own a
bringing
house. I
banks.
wouldn't be getting free housing.
You
under
don't
my
want to
model.
bring banks into a situation though when you say you own an apartment complex,
I just don't.
class B apartment complex.
Sure.
You don't want to go to a loan company, the company that, helps you sustain that property and say, you guys continue it and I'll be the steward of that property.
No, 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 no. It wouldn't
You're
be the
not.
bank's property. We're not gonna. It's not gonna be private property. It'd be public property. No, no, no. The bank doesn't give a loan, reverse mortgage. The government buys it. So the state,
Man,
owns these things, and then what happens is if you are a landlord, you can get basically the option to either just like go chill and just use the money that you make off of your payment for your property that you own. You can just go chill somewhere, don't care, or you can get paid to also be an employee and to hold up the standards of rental properties that we should have today to make sure and to ensure that Americans have good and stable living conditions. And so what you do by doing that is the number one thing you do is obviously you take that bill off of the plates of most of the lower and a lot of the middle class, right? Anybody who rents, right? Pretty much they're most of the reason they work is to be able to afford rent. What you do in that situation is you take that off the table. The average amount of rent in the country is like $1,200 or something like that. That's like the average rent for like a 2-bedroom apartment in America, which is crazy. That's an insane amount of money. $1,200 in the pockets of an American person, which is obviously quite a bit of money every year, right? So once you can do that, now what can you spend that money on? You have a kid. What are you spending that money on if you have an extra $1,200 a month?
I mean, it's a shift.
That's
shifting zero for a part of the population that rents, right?
part of the population. Most people rent.
Right, and we're not supposed. What is the thing they said a couple months ago? You'll own nothing and you'll be happy. I know that's not.
What do you mean own nothing?
Yeah.
What are you talking about? I will still own my house.
We're talking about property for the most part. Like,
No, we're not. You don't own your apartment. What do you mean?
no. I'm sorry. It goes to that same vein, and then maybe that's a non sequitur, so I'll let it go. But the fact that you want the government to step in and subsidize people's, not even subsidize, just flat out.
Yeah.
Like what motivates me not to rent my own house then?
What do you mean?
It's free. Why wouldn't I?
What do you mean? Do you
Well,
want?
no-
Wait. What do you?
my
What do
house
you?
is
What's?
for rental.
Are you comfortable telling me your living situation right now? I don't care.
I own a place and I rent a place.
Right. I own a place and I have rented places.
Yeah. So same
Do
same
you
situation.
do you think that renting places was like, damn, I've made it. I don't want to move anywhere else. I got this apartment and this is like all I need.
No, of course not.
Of
Those are
course not. So
temporary.
that's the motivation. The motivation is already there. You think you need a monetary incentive, like to move out into buy your
think-
own house and have your own property? You
The
need
landlord does. The landlord does.
The
in order to
landlord?
provide adequate.
The
housing.
landlord doesn't provide adequate care already. Everyone hates their landlord. Everybody already agrees that landlords suck and apartments suck, and they're not like your AC doesn't work for a super long time. Your heat, your neighbors are bad. There's a bad smell. They don't fix the fucking laundry. Everybody has these same problems universally in America unless they rent high-end apartment buildings. All of this is not the standard to which an American citizen ought to live. This is not the bar. And to argue that, no, the bar is actually this sort of like
Can I
slum-like
make a
behavior,
comparison?
wild. That is a wild
here's a
prescription for
comparison.
America. Are you?
Everyone-
So you're a
everyone-
landlord, is what you're saying.
Everyone complains that.
Are you a landlord?
Everyone? No, I'm not a landlord.
Okay,
no, man.
so
I
why
would
you-
never want that. But
Why
hold on.
you caping for him then, bro?
Because I know like free like the let me ask you a question real quick
Sure,
and
go
I'll
ahead.
answer that one. Everyone's windshield wipers suck in their cars, so everyone should get free cars, is what you're saying. That's exactly what you're fucking saying.
That's not what I'm saying. You don't need windshield
kind of.
wipers to survive.
What?
You don't need
You need
windshield
AC
wipers to
essentially
survive.
Well, you're talking about
Is
stuff
are,
with
hold on, I'm sorry. Do you want to trade? I'll give you infinite amounts of windshield wipers, literally as many as you can handle. In
Okay,
exchange
cool.
for
I'll
in
make
exchange
sure
for
that
your
I'll
shelter.
make sure your
In exchange
AC
for your
works.
shelter. Hold on, wait. In exchange for your shelter.
Cool. I'll let
Is-
you ride your car.
is that what you want?
I will give you. Of
course
I'm
not.
sorry. I'll let you live in your house. I'll give you free AC. You just performed the landlord situation. You don't have to take away that situation because
What do you
they
mean?
provide less than adequate service.
No, because then it's for profit.
Of course, they're a business.
No,
They
they're not a
should be.
business. No, it shouldn't be a business.
Why not?
No, because you agreed that we need to decommodify survival necessities, and then you disagreed that we need to decommodify survival necessities.
Survival necessities?
Do you not think shelter is a survival necessity?
I don't think that renting an apartment...
No. Do you think shelter is a survival necessity?
If you want to talk that with Section 8 and stuff like that...
No, not Section 8, because those are not well done.
They're not well done. Why not? Because the government runs them. Thank you. Case in point.
What? No. What?
Yes, exactly.
No, because it has a long and different history. What are you talking about? This is not the same thing.
It is.
No, it isn't.
I would love it if everyone had a place to live.
You're not listening. You're not paying attention.
Go ahead.
You're like genuinely not paying attention.
Go ahead. I'll be quiet. I'm going to put myself on mute for a while.
I don't want you to put yourself on mute.
Her ramble was just a gorilla.
Are you just going to have a baby fit?
No, I'm not having a fit at all. I'm sick.
Sounds like a fit, bro.
I'm not trying to scream. I'm sick.
Okay. You're 6. Jesus fucking Christ, bro.
6.5.
6.5? What? Are we still having a conversation? The kid is 6. Wait, why are we talking about the kid? Did I ask? He said he's sick. Is he okay?
Yeah. No, I'm saying, like, you can't. The government. Do you think that they provide? Have they?
It's not about the government providing anything.
Okay, who is it?
What do you mean? It's not provide. It's just the standards that we set federally on these places. The service would be provided by each community, because the people in charge of the place would have those. Like, all it is to make sure that if you have survival necessities met. Okay? Yep. The number one thing that people worry about, right, when you are trying to survive day to day, when you're paycheck to paycheck, right, is to ensure that you have a house over your head and enough food to eat. Those are the two things that poor people in general always worry about, because of course it is. Absolutely. You take that off the plate of the average American, any American, right? You get rid of survival necessities. What happens is they have money in their pockets to spend in other sectors of the private markets that capitalists really care about. But you're like, oh, why are the theaters dying? Why is entertainment dying? Why are the restaurants not doing well? Why is everything going to shit? It's because no one has any fucking money to do anything. All they do is live to work so that they can have a house over their head, so they can have some fucking food on the table. But instead of commodifying those things, you could get rid of those commodifications and have good American living situations. Along with healthcare, along with education, you could easily have the best living situation on planet Earth overnight by decommodifying these things. And if you're worried about just a small sector of people, landlords, which is, again, an incredibly small amount of the businesses in America, and a lot of them are owned by conglomerate banks, right? These banks that only own these properties so they can drive prices up on American consumers, which is not how capitalism is supposed to work. It's just playing into the hands of predatory capitalism instead of just being an American patriot and wanting good stuff for the American people. Like, why in the world would you want to have anyone that you love saddled with the responsibility of something like rent, when they could, instead of doing that, live in whatever rental property there is without ever having to spend $1,200 a month, be able to save that money towards their education, a good car, health care, whatever, moving forward, and then be able to invest that money back into their communities directly because they have this extra money, and that's where you spend your money. So the money moves around. In capitalism, money circulating is the number one most important facet of the economy. Number one. If you have money just stagnating in large accounts all over the country, and then you only have people that can only give that back to the banks that already own all the rental properties, what do you think happens to the economy? It stalls. That's what occurs under capitalism, because capitalists are short-sighted dum-dums. They just don't understand any of this stuff. It's so fucking wild.
Anywhere. You can get a rental anywhere?
You can't get a rental anywhere. They're prohibitively expensive for most people. Most people need roommates.
Oh, no, I'm just saying, in your system.
Yes, anywhere, of course. Any rental property that is considered to be what we would say is like the average type of rental property. Now, I'm not saying, again, not a condo that you rent out on the, the Hollywood Hills or whatever.
I want the Hollywood Hills, and I'm entitled to it.
Am I saying? Did I just not out loud say that you're not entitled to luxury living spaces?
Why not? Who defines luxury?
What do you mean we do as a society? I think we can definitely agree what is luxury and what is just necessary.
I don't know. Let's all talk about our living situations, and I bet you there's a disparity between all of ours.
Yes, there would be a disparity. Yes, people would definitely consider. When I lived in a one-room apartment, I definitely considered this more luxurious than like a one-room apartment. But this is not luxury living. I live in a house. It's a normal house, and never at any point would anyone who makes low income who lives in a one-room apartment be like, "Oh yeah, a normal house is luxury living." Like, stop trying to obfuscate the actual point. The point that's such like a
more important.
Are you kidding me? You just butt-heartedly said, well, what if I want to live in the Hollywood Hills? As if that's not a good argument, though. It's a dumb argument that a dumb would say.
Over their head. Do I have to say it louder? I don't believe in people living on the fucking streets. Absolutely not.
You do if you want to. You do believe in people living on the streets if you don't
I don't at all.
If you want any sort of commodified living situation.
I'm trying to figure out how you solve that problem. I care more about it than like just having a surface layer conversation.
What do you mean? That's how you solve it. I just told you how to solve it.
Okay. All right. So like, yeah, the government's going to go for that, or private business.
So you're saying private. So your argument is that they won't do it?
I don't think so. I think
what is that? Is that an argument against the? Wait, is that an argument against the actual prescription of the solution? Because that's the solution to the problem.
I think that companies are too fucking greedy, and I think there's too many corrupt people in government.
What does that have to do with it? That's not what the discussion is about.
Okay.
The discussion is about, is this a good idea that would work in America? Yes.
Yeah, it would work. Of course it would work. That's like, who would argue with that?
You.
No one would ever argue with that.
You're literally...
You have companies and you have government and people in power that will never let it happen.
All you have to do is publicly support this kind of thing, and over time it does occur.
All right. I just want a place to hang my dinosaur costume up at the end of the day without having to worry about rent.
That's really what it is. Yeah.
Right.
Yes.
Okay.
That's correct.
No, that's good. It is good. I feel you.
Okay. You have lots of scab energy, though.
Thank you.
It's not a good thing.
Whatever.
Okay. Is that it?
I don't know. I'll hang out for a bit. Maybe I'll bring up some stuff. We'll see what happens.
We'll see what happens? Okay, man. Okay. Jesus fucking Christ. Come on, man. All right. What a fucking conversation. I'll hang out. What, bro? What? I'm not just gonna fucking... What even... It is wild stuff sometimes out here, man.